Hey, I'm Matt Manny. Thanks so much for joining me for this devotional thought for today. We're talking about this topic. The title is Calculate the Cost. One of my pet peeves, one of the things that's frustrated me is when I go to the store, the big box store in our area, and they've taken down all the price checkers, like the price checker in the aisle, and it has a little sign connected to the big pillar, and it says, "Need a price check?" Well, they've removed all those. And so, especially around the holidays, the seasonal aisle, they don't usually have some of those things marked, and so you have to go either to check out and get your item checked by the clerk, and then if you say, well, that's more than I want to pay, then you become their best friend because they have to go ahead and put it in a box or in a shopping basket to go ahead and be restocked. And everybody loves you for doing that, right? Or sometimes I find myself, I'll go to the electronics department and say, hey, can you do a price check on this for me? And they love that because usually it takes time and they're kind of upset, but I need to find out the price. Calculate the cost. Jesus says this, if you want to be my disciple, you must, by comparison, hate everyone else, your father, mother, wife, children, brothers and sisters, even your own life. Otherwise, you cannot be my disciple. And if you do not carry your own cross and follow me, you cannot be my disciple. Pretty strong words from Jesus in Luke chapter 14, verses 26 to 27. So we question ourselves here. Wait a minute, is Jesus encouraging me to hate my family? Jesus was a master storyteller and a master orator, and he knew the power of hyperbole. He knew the power of exaggeration of a situation to make a point. Is he really calling us to hate our family? No, because that contradicts so much in Scripture. It contradicts the commandment, great commandment of love God and love others. So Jesus isn't saying that. So what is he saying then? He's calling us to have such a love for him and such a commitment to him that by comparison of our relationships to other people, people would say, man, well, they don't really care for their family too much because of how much we love God. Now, what I encourage people is this. We love God the most when we love people with our best. And we have that vertical relationship that's really well connected when we have a horizontal relationship with people and love people really well. But Jesus challenges the disciples that day and says, listen, if you're going to follow me, it's going to cost you something. It's going to cost you, and it's going to be a commitment. So consider that. Jesus gives this imperative to us is to count the cost. He uses this concept. It's really a hyperbole for us. But for you and me, it's this understanding of what level of commitment are you at? What level of commitment are you willing to make to Jesus? And so Jesus, he gives us several levels, and we'll just go through a quick a rundown of the different stages of commitment. The first stage of commitment level of cost is this, is come and see. Jesus says to his disciples, hey, just come check out what I'm doing when it comes to following after me. It costs you time and attention. It just costs you, it doesn't, nothing more than just your time and your attention. Then he says, the next level of commitment is abide in me. It costs you time, attention, and trust, and your affection, your focus then of spending more time focused on the things of Jesus and less time focused on other things that may be distractions or other interests or hobbies or whatever they might be. Then he says that I want you to go ahead and give your life for me. It costs time, your attention, your trust, affection, and it costs sacrifice to die to what we want. Eventually, a sign of maturity of somebody who's a follower of Jesus is somebody who says, I'm going to commit to following after Jesus so that I can help reach other people and love other people more than I really love myself. A sign of maturity in someone is when they realize it's not all about me, but it's about pouring into the people around me. John 15:13, Jesus says this, there's greater love has no man than this, than that a man would lay down his life for his friends. To give yourself for somebody else. The key to commitment in following Jesus is that he doesn't force you and me. He invites us each step of the way. The choice to commit is yours. It's your freedom to choose. But here's my encouragement for you today. It's this. On the other side of the greatest commitments of my life have been the greatest, most rewarding, most rich and full payoff of those relationships. The commitment to leading as a pastor, the commitment to loving my wife, the commitment to leading and loving my kids, of being a father, a husband, a pastor, a son, the commitment to the relationships, and working through those hard times and pushing through. Why? Because we find ourselves growing and maturing through that process. And if we take the story of the soil, we find that the roots push through, down through that hard soil, push down through that rocky soil, and go deep so that we can withstand those pressures and we can find ourselves growing in our faith. I hope this was an encouragement to you today to continue to push through even when things get tough. Thanks so much for watching.